month. And I see we have a couple of folks on. People are trickling in. And if you invited someone and you don't see them on, you definitely want to make sure that you are texting them to tell them, hey, get on. We're live, okay? And speaking of live, we are live on Facebook as well. So I'm going to go through the participant. I see a couple of new faces, or actually not face, a couple of new names. If you just want to go ahead and say where you are joining us live from, put in the chat so we can welcome you. If this is your first time with us, or maybe you've been here before, definitely put in the chat so we can acknowledge you where you're coming in from. Okay, see we have Cindy Lara. Welcome, Cindy. Where are you joining us from? Who invited you? So just put the city or the state where you're coming in from and who invited you. I see Miss Claudia Saul. Is this Sharika Saul mommy? Is this Sharika mom? Miss Claudia Saul? If that is you, and you could put a comment in the chat, or maybe Sharika, you could put a comment in the chat. Let us know. Welcome. I see Debbie Griffin. Oh my God. Hi, Debbie. I know you're under the weather, but thank you so much for joining. Linwood Davis, thank you so much for joining. Where you're joining us live from. So put your city, your state, who invited you. Miss Marin Tennessee, put your city, state, who invited you. Thank you for joining us. Stephanie Drummond. Good evening. Welcome to joining us. Put your city and state. And I'm going to go through the chat to see who do we have. Let's see. Oh yes, so that is your mom. Hi. First time live from Queens. Woo woo. Invited by Mr. Williams. Okay. That's why we spoke today. Marin Tennessee. Oh, Marin, you're from Maryland. So who invited you? Pavin? Who's Pavin? Claudia from Brooklyn. Woo woo. Alrighty. Sharika invited me. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. So guys, I am the host with the most. My name is Odetta King. I come to you by way of Brooklyn, New York. Born in Guyana, bred in the good old USA, the land of the opportunity. I love it. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us. We do these webinars every Wednesday, and this month, in honor of Women History Month, right, we're going to turn it up a bit, and we're going to kudos to all the women and acknowledge the amazing creatures that we are. We are the household. We head up everything. We run everything. Women run the world. Marin and Pavitt is the same person. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, so we're gonna kick it off with some quiz, right? And this is where you guys are going to put in the chat, right? You're gonna put in the chat, so make sure you're very familiar with the chat button. As I ask the questions, you guys are gonna put the answer in the chat, what you think the answer is, and I'm gonna read it out. So we're gonna start off with some easy questions. And again, it's all financial related, right? So first question is, and you're gonna put in the chat, do you think, and I'm not saying a particular group or a particular person, right? This is just in general, we're speaking here. Do you think the average American save enough? Are we saving enough? Are we saving enough? Are we saving enough money? Put in the chat. What do you guys think? Are we saving enough? Yes or no? Are we saving enough? Are we stacking those coins? Right? Are we excited about saving money? Do we love saving money? When we get money, are we like hustling to save it? Are we saving enough? Woo woo! Shout out to my man. Randy is in the building. See, that's why you gotta text people, y'all, okay? I messaged Randy quick, like, bro, get on. We started. So thank you so much, Randy, for getting on, right? So let me see. What are you guys saying? Are we saving enough? Yes or no? What you guys think? Are we saving enough money? Okay, let me look. Let me read the chat. What's going on in the chat? What are we saying? Okay, so we can all agree. No, right? The answer is no. We are not saving enough money. No, we are not. No, but I want to make money. Okay, that's good, right? So the first quiz was, are we saving enough? And we all agree we're not saving enough. Well, guys, you don't have to take my word for granted, but we all agree, right? But if you want to know more, if you want to have stats, right, all you got to do is Google. Google is your best friend, right? The average American cannot even deal with $500 emergency. We got to swipe the credit card. We got to borrow some money, right? Most of us, we don't have 3 to 6 months emergency. It's not enough, right? So we know we're not saving enough. So second question, is it better to rent or to own? Is it better to rent or to own? You tell me. Is it better to rent or to own? Because I don't know. There's a lot of people that are going to be living for a very long time, 30, 40, 50 years paying rent. And when they die, they ain't got no rent money to get back. No, they can pass it down to their kids or their grandkids. But we all got to live somewhere, right? We all got to live somewhere. So let me read. Okay, so everybody say own. Good. Y'all are a smart bunch, right? We want to own. Can we afford it? That's another question. But we all agree it is better to own. Third question. When it comes to life insurance, the hard questions are going to start trickling in now, right? The hard question, I started you off with some little bitty baby ABC type of questions. Now we're gonna turn it up, right? We're gonna turn it up now. Now, when it comes to life insurance, is it better to have a permanent policy or is it better to have a temporary policy? Permanent or temporary? Permanent, you're covered for your whole life. If you live until age 121, you're still covered. Or do you want to only be covered for temporary, 30 years? And then, hey, you're out here struggling, right? You out here struggling. You get sick, you ain't got nothing to get, right? You get a heart attack, you ain't got nothing to get. You get old age, you got to go in a nursing home, right? You got to have a home health aid. Where the money at? So is it better to have a temporary life insurance or is it better to have a permanent life insurance that's going to cover you for your whole life? So let me see what you guys write in the chat. Permanent. Y'all smart, right? Of course it's better to have permanent life insurance, right? We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, but we can all agree it is always better to have permanent, always. Don't let nobody fool y'all. This is why y'all going to come to these webinars. It is always better to have permanent life insurance. Why? If you have a 30-year temporary life insurance and you took out this 30-year in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, and 30 years go by, which by the way, 30 years is the max. 30 years go by. Now you 70. Now you 80. Now you 90. Who's covering you? Who's insuring you? And more importantly, how much is it going to cost you? And the third question, are you even going to be insurable? Because we can all agree when we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s, we kind of young, right? We got age on our side. We healthy. The bones ain't cracking. We ain't got to take Bengay. We ain't got to pop no pills. We ain't got no arthritis. Everything is good right now. But can we say that is going to happen in your 70s, 80s, 90s, and 100 if you live that long, right? So yes, it's always better to have permanent coverage. Don't let them fool y'all. This is why you're going to keep coming to these webinars, right? The fourth question, what gender is more financially stable? Men or women? What do you guys think? Which gender is more financially stable? Do you think men or women? Google is your friend. Y'all can't be Googling right now. Don't be Googling the answer right now, okay? Just answer it. Just test your knowledge, right? Don't cheat. Do not cheat. Don't Google it right now. Say it first, and then you'll know if you're right or you're wrong. Then I'll give you the answer, then you could Google it. But don't Google it right now. Okay, so let me see. We got Debbie that said women. Sharika said women. Marin said men. Women, men. Okay, so the answer is, unfortunately, it is the men. That's why we're doing this webinar all month. Women's History Month. That's why we're doing this webinar, guys. That's why we're doing these webinars all month. All month. All month. It's about women. It's about women, right? So, on average, right? And again, you can Google this. Unfortunately, men are more financially stable. Can anybody take a wild guess why? Why are men more financially stable? Why? And the statistic is men are 84% and women are 79%, right? So we're not too far off. We could play catch up. Right? But right now, the men are beating us in the financial department. The men are making more money, right? The men are more financially stable. But why do you think that is, that the men are more financially stable? They make more money. Yes, Sharika, right? You and I, our brother could come and we both have the same credential, but he may get a couple more bucks more than you and I, right? They make more money, yes. Marin said they're sole provider, yes. Vita said they earn more, yes. Debbie said they're not shopaholics. Well, yeah, that's not about spending. We're talking about, they make more. You're right. They make more and they don't spend a lot like us. Unfortunately, us women, we spend a lot of money, right? We're easy. Like, we get upset and we're going to go shopping, right? So you're right, Debbie. They're not shopaholics. Women spend more. You're right, Karen. We do spend more, right? Like, I could buy a wig every day, right? So we do spend more. So the next question is, on average, right? On average, like I said, men are more financially stable. They're 84%. Women are 79%. Now let's talk about 401k, right? Y'all already know what a 401k is. Who do you think have more money in their 401k savings? I think that's kind of like a given, but let me see what y'all gonna write. Who has more money in their 401k savings? Who has more money in their 401k? Come on, I only see Marion. Marion said men. Everybody said men. Jean said women. Okay, so, and again, you can Google this. On average, the average American male has $89,000 in a 401k account versus their female counterpart, $59,000. So men are making more and they're also saving more. Men are making more and they're also saving more. In their 401k, the average 401k for male is $89K. Female, it's $59K. Right? Again, this is why we're doing these webinars, right? It's Women's History Month. We're not knocking the men. We are not knocking the men. We're trying to level up, right? We are trying to level up. That's all we're doing. We're trying to level up, right? We're not knocking the men. We love our men, but homegirl got to have her own coins too. Homegirl got to step it up too, right? We're trying to step it up. That's all it is. Now, how many of you, and I'm talking about the ladies right now, how many of you ladies own your own bank account and manage your own bank account? Now, obviously, if you're married, I still want to know. Or if you know females who are married and you know you guys are close, who do you think manage the affairs, right? So us ladies, I'm talking to us right now. How many of you have your own bank account and you manage your own money? And I want to hear particularly from the women who are married, right? Because when I sit with couples, right? Well, I'm not going to say what I see, but I would like to see more us women. Yes, we may have a joint account with our husband, but I would like to see us more women also having our own private bank account, our own private money, our own private stash, private saving, private whatever, right? Yes, we have a joint account for the bills and everything, but I want to see us ladies having our own money separate, private, right? And I don't see that a lot when I sit with couples, right? So how many of you have your own private account and you manage your own money, right? You manage your own money, even though you're in an affair, you're in a relationship, you have your spouse. I personally, being a financial person, I'm taking full control of my own money. Like, yes, we may have a joint account for bills, but AdetteKing.com got her own stash going on situation on the side, okay? That's because of what I do. I got plenty of stories. I don't need to make the same mistake, right? So I would like to see more of us women, even though we may have a joint account with our husband, we have to have our own private stuff, right? How many of you, and again, this is for the women, how many of you have your own private life insurance? Not with a job, because job insurance don't count. Let me just put that out there. Job insurance do not count. Job insurance do not count. Don't let them fool y'all. This is why you're going to keep coming on these webinars. A job insurance does not count. Job insurance is a debt insurance. You better die while you're employed, okay? That does not count. You're not underwritten individually. You're part of the company. Everybody gets covered. You work for the company. You also get covered. That is not private underwritten insurance on you, specifically your height, your weight, your health. No. Job insurance don't count, right? So if some of you say, oh, Dada, I'm good, I got a job insurance, hold your brakes, pump, stop. No, it does not count, honey. You got to get your own private stuff. So how many of you have your own private life insurance that you initiated, you took out on your own with your own decision? Not your husband telling you, oh, no, you don't need that. Because I remember when I first started my career, my very, very, very good friend, we both worked in the hotel industry, corporate exec, making a lot of money. God bless him. Amazing guy. Great person. Great father to 6 kids. Very well-to-do people. And when I sat with him and his wife, he's like, well, Dada, no, my wife don't need nothing. Like, I need everything. She don't need nothing. She good. I got it. Like, worry about me. Make sure I'm good. Make sure my money is good. Don't worry, my wife. I got it covered. I said, no. Both of you need to be covered. Because if something happened to you, who's taking care of these 6 kids? And if something happened to her, how are you taking care of these 6 kids? Right? So, both parties need to be covered. So if you are in a relationship, you have a spouse, and your spouse tells you, oh no, you don't need it, it's just me, you don't work. Well, you don't work. Well, that's more of a reason why you need it, because you ain't got no income, right? So everybody say, I own and I manage. Good job, Debbie. I like you, Debbie. Debbie's like me. She's a boss. She's handling her affairs, okay? Guys, I have some clients that sometimes the wife calls me and said, listen, Udara, I'm listening to you. We're going to get this stuff. I got to protect myself. I got to have my own coins. It's like, come on. We want to make sure that we're going to be good all around, right? Now it's going to get a little touchy. How many of you, again, make your own investment? Or are you relying on your spouse? And if your spouse said, oh no, we're not going to do this investment, then we're not going to do it. Like, you're just blindsided. You don't even get the information for yourself. You don't even try to understand. You don't even learn it. You're like, oh, my husband said no, so we're not going to do it. I'm so happy I'm in finance. I'm so happy in finance, because if I was not, I probably would be one of those wives just going along with the flow. So I'm very happy that I have this knowledge and I'm in financial education, right? So I see, I do. Good for you. Yes, knowledge is power. Now, which gender outlive their spouse? Or men living longer, or female living longer? Or men living longer, or female living longer? What y'all think? Are men living longer or women? Put in the chat. Who's living longer? Who's living longer, men or women? So, if women are living longer, we're not saving enough money. We're dependent on our husbands, who's making the sole decision. He got all the money for his 401k. He's the only one with a whole life insurance. But we're living longer. Where does that leave us? How is our future looking? Well, hold on. Let me process this. My husband makes more money. He's the one with the permanent life insurance. He's the one with the more savings. He's got his financial situation set up, but I'm going to be the one outliving him. So, am I also good? So let's look at the lives of widows. This is Women Empowerment. This is Women's History Month. Women are living longer. The stats are all over Google. You don't need to believe me. Google it for yourself. Women on average are living longer. 80%. And I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. Right? What is it? Women have a longer average lifespan, longer life expectancy. 7 out of 10 baby boom women born between 1946 and 1964 are expected to outlive their husbands. On average, not only do women live longer than men, they tend to marry older men than themselves. And many can expect to be widows for 15, 20, or even 25 years. So what does that tell us, people? If I'm going to outlive my husband or my spouse for 15, 20, or 25 years, what does this tell us? What comes to mind if you're going to outlive your spouse 15, 20, or 25 years? What is alarming about that? What do we have to get right, like ASAP? What do we have to work on? Come on, put it in the chat, right? Put it in the chat. What do you think we need? What we need to be doing? Because guys, like a blind person just hearing this, know what we got to do. See what's happening. A blind person can see this, right? A blind person can see this. I'm going to outlive my spouse. I'm going to be a widow for 15, 20, or even 25 years. That's a long time. We got to get our coins up, guys. We got to start saving more money. We got to start making more money. We got to start being on top of our finances, right? And it's not to say that I'm putting down one over the other. For us female, it's Women History Month. It's for us to do things different. So now I'm going to share an article. And this is an interesting article. And all of you that are on the Zoom, right, you can get a copy of it. This is an article that was not written by us, not me, not WFG, not any of us. This is a third-party, disinterested company. I'm sure you guys have all heard about Ernst & Young, right? Who has heard about Ernst & Young? So Ernst & Young did a study. Not WFG, not Odetta King, right? Not none of us. Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young did a study that says bridging the retirement gap. Ernst & Young study shows how insurance-backed strategies beat the odds. Insurance strategies. So what I'm about to tell you tonight, your financial advisor, your financial whatever will not tell you this. Your financial advisor will not tell you this. Because number one, they too don't know this. Now you see, there's different types of financial planning. There's different insurance types. There's different licenses types. The average financial advisor does not have a life insurance license. Somebody put that in the chat. The average financial advisor does not have a life insurance license. So they do not know what I know. Right? They don't know what I know. They don't know what I'm studying every week. They don't know when I'm in these board meetings with Transamerica, MetLife, New York Life, Nationwide. It's a whole different financial spectrum. They don't hold the license that I hold. They don't understand insurance strategies. But Ernst & Young did a study, so they could read it for themselves. So again, your financial advisor is not going to tell you this information because they don't know it themselves. So what this study talks about is bridging the retirement gap. If we know that women on average are making less money, we're saving less money, and we're going to outlive our spouse, we got to get it right more than ever. We cannot afford to be like out here just like throwing spaghettis on the walls. We got to have proven strategies. How insurance-backed strategies beats the odds. Now this is a long article, but I'm just gonna pick out the part that you need to know, the meat, right? So here's his first paragraph. In a study conducted by Ernst & Young, researchers looked at a variety of financial strategies to see which one would perform the best. Y'all want the best? You want the best? Keep coming to these webinars. Keep learning this information and keep tapped into the source, because we love this stuff and we study this stuff. I, for one, I love it. I'm always up at night studying, reading, like I'm OD on this stuff, right? It brought up an intriguing result. Financial strategies with permanent. Did he say temporary? Did he say part-time? Permanent strategies. So when your financial advisor is going to tell you to buy term, that's already wrong information. Unless it's strategic. Unless you're doing this for 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe 4 years, and then you're ultimately gonna switch to permanent life insurance. Don't believe me? Keep coming to these webinars. You're gonna thank me. Financial strategies with permanent life insurance and deferred income and annuities beat out investment only strategies. Now I'm going to take a pause on that paragraph and break it down further. If you have all of your money right now in the stock market, my friend, you are not going to win the money game. If you have all of your money in the stock market right now, I don't care if it's $20 million. You're not going to win the money game, because all of your money is in the stock market. All of your money is at risk. Says it right there. Permanent life insurance and deferred income and annuities beat out investment only strategy. So your Vanguard, your 500, Fortune 500 company, all of it is great, but you have it all in the stock market. So what is 2 problems with having all of your money in the stock market? Some of you have been on these webinars before, so come on, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, right? If you've been coming on these webinars every week, you already know what is the challenge or what is the problem with having all of your money tied up in the stock market. Why is Ernst & Young, not Odetta King, not WFG, why is Ernst & Young did a research and the findings are permanent life insurance and deferred income annuities, which are also insurance products, beat out investment only strategies? So let me read the chat. What are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Why is it not good to have all of your money in investment strategies only? Money isn't safe. The money isn't safe. The money isn't safe. The money isn't safe. You can lose it. And who likes losing money? Who likes losing money? Nobody likes losing money, especially your retirement money. That's the first problem. You put in all your eggs in one basket, and all of those eggs in that one basket is 100% at risk. All of your money in that one basket, all of your investment strategies in the stock market, 100% is at risk. So if your financial advisor is going to tell you, get a temporary life insurance and invest your money in the stock market, that is wrong advice, my friend. Pick sense out of nonsense. Make it make sense. Why would you want to put all your money in the stock market? Why would you want to put all your money at risk? You could make it. You could make a whole lot of money, but you could also lose a whole lot of money. Let's talk about the second reason why. And again, the folks who come on these webinars every Wednesday, y'all should know the answer. What is the second reason why you do not want to put all your money in the stock market? Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Talk to me. Why don't you want to put all of your money in the stock market? Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Marion. Marion, have I seen you before? I don't think I've seen you before. Diversified portfolio is the key. Bravo. You have to diversify. You have to diversify. You have to put some money in the stock market, and you have to put your money in accounts that are insurance based, because insurance insures your money. Insurance will insure your money. But if you're going to go get a term insurance, does term insurance have cash value? Does term insurance have cash value? So for 30 years, all that money is going to be wasted if you don't die. And newsflash, let me tell you guys this. Statistics shows in the insurance business, 99% of the people who buy a term insurance outlive. Okay, you hear me? 99% of the people who buy term life insurance outlive their policy. So if you are 50 and you buy a 30-year term insurance, now you 80, you still alive, that 30 years was just wasted. Money put in that policy for 30 years was just wasted. Now you 80, you out here still living, still breathing, but now you want a couple of medications. Who's going to pick you up at 80-year-old? Where the money at? Where the long-term care at? Where the living benefit at? I just flew in from Georgia. We did a seminar in person to 50 homeowners association. Big money. Big mansions, right? I don't even know if some of them are on today. But guess what? You know what was their number one reason why they requested me to come out there and talk to them? They got money, but they ain't got long-term care. They don't even know what long-term care is. So if you're going to get a 30-year term life insurance, now you're 80, you're still alive, how much do you think the cost of life insurance is going to be at 80 years old? If you get approved, if you're healthy enough and you got qualified, how much do you think that insurance is going to be at 80 years old? Guys, I have clients that call me in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 60s. And sad to say, I can't even help them. I can't help them at that age. I can't help them at that age. I cannot help you at 80 years old for life insurance. All I could say is I wish someone had sat with you when you were 20, 30, 40, and had educated you and said, hey, yes, you're going to get this term, but I want you to get a permanent policy at some point. I got to turn them away. I can't help them. I can't help you at 80 years old. Policy is going to be too expensive if you're even healthy and qualified to get it, right? Now, let's look at the second paragraph, right? Let's take a closer look. Here. Ernst & Young looked at a variety. Guys, these guys did more research than you and I put together, okay? They did way more. They already did the research for us. We ain't got to figure this stuff out. All we got to do is take the data. They already did the research for us, okay? We ain't got Ernst & Young money to do this kind of research, right? They already did the research. Ernst & Young looked at a variety of financial strategies and tested them to see what outcomes they produce from retirement income and legacy perspective. Their study compared 5 different strategies. For the people who had investment options only, they did a study on that, they tested it. For the people who said, you know what, my financial advisor told me buy term life insurance and go invest the money in the stock market, they tested that too. They already did the work for us, honey. We ain't got to do the work, right? We ain't got to do the work. They also tested people who got permanent life insurance and stock market investment. And they also tested people who have income annuity products and stock market investments. The comment here is right here. A combination of strategies 3, 4. So 3 is permanent life insurance with investment. You gotta have permanent. So if your financial advisor is telling you right now, go get a temporary or a term, he is wrong. He is wrong. Like, run from him. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. Stay out of the life insurance industry. You can't talk about insurance because you don't have an insurance license. Ernst & Young did it too for us. Strategies number 3, 3 and 4. You want to have a combination of permanent life insurance. Why permanent? It covers you for your whole life. You're not going to be calling me when you're 80 years old. You're not going to be calling me and say, hey, Odetta, my term insurance, you know, like the term ended and I just got another policy and now the bill went up from $200 to $1,000. You're not going to be calling me. And I'm happy about it. And if you call me, it's going to be for something else, but not to tell me, hey, my 30 years end and I ain't got nothing. Because I can't help you at 80 years old. Plus, all that 30 years, you coulda, woulda, shoulda had more money built up in the cash value. So all that money was wasted because you're still alive. The only way it makes sense, and if you win, put it in the chat. What is the only way this would make sense and the person win? With a term policy. Put it in the chat. If you got a temporary policy or a term policy, how does it benefit you? How does it benefit you? How does it benefit you? Come on, guys. If you got a term policy, how is it benefiting you? Nobody put in the chat, how is it benefiting you? How is it? No? Come on. Okay, if the guest doesn't know, the agent should know this. How is it going to benefit you if you got a term policy? Temporary coverage for your mortgage? Okay, yes. You got a 30-year mortgage and you just want some extra protection just in case if, hey, stuff happened and I got a 30-year mortgage. Let me make sure my mortgage is covered so my kids don't have to go live with mama or live with grandpa, right? For the time you have it, you have to die first. Marin, you are amazing. Marin, are you a business partner or are you a guest? Marin, are you a business partner or a guest? You're just hitting it on the nail, right? Claudia said, if you convert it to permanent, yes, and the teacher is in the building. Miss Claudia said, if you're gonna convert it to permanent, yes. So yes, you get a temporary policy. Maybe you got a 30-year mortgage, you have little kids. Yes, get it for that. But don't just stay with that alone. You want to ultimately get a permanent policy, right? So you get a temporary, but then you switch to permanent. Because I don't want you guys calling me at 80 years old. That's not the kind of clients I want to help because I can't help you when you're 80. I can't help you when you're 80. You jacked up. You got a lot of medications. You got a lot of medical history in your database. I can't help you at 80. I don't want that calls. I want the calls when you're in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. Let me help you build wealth now. So when you're 80, you probably call him and say, hey, Odetta, let's go on a cruise, honey. I stacked a whole lot of coins for those last 30 years. You help me save my money. Let me take you out for a drink. That's the kind of call I want when you are 80 years old. Not calling me for a life insurance because your term expired. You have to die first. And who wants to die? Like, who wants to die? I don't want to die. That's the only way you win. If you die before the term expires, right? So this article said the strategies that win is a combination of permanent life insurance. You gotta have permanent life insurance. Deferred income annuities and investment. And I'm gonna bring it home here. I'm bringing it home right now. The article says it's like easy peasy. It's highlighted in yellow. I didn't even highlight it. Like the article highlighted it. Which strategy, which financial strategy performed the best? Somebody unmute yourself and please read what's highlighted in yellow. Somebody unmute your mic. I was at my university teaching today, so I'm still in professor mode right now. I need some classroom participation engagement. Somebody unmute your mic and read me what's in yellow right here. Let me make it bigger just in case if you cannot see it, right? And again, this is not Odetta King saying this. This is Ernst & Young saying this, okay? Ernst & Young got a lot of money. They did all the research. They did all the testing, okay? Not OdettaKing.com. Y'all don't come for me. I'm just the messenger educating the public. Do not come for me. I'm just the messenger educating the public. So somebody unmute your mic and read what's in yellow.
Okay, I'll read. In this strategy, 30% of the money was put into permanent life insurance, 30% in a deferred income annuity, and the remaining 40% into an investment. These results were pretty much the same even after the numbers were rerun for couples other age brackets. Pretty much that's what I'm saying is a diversified portfolio.
That's it. Guys, if you learn nothing else from coming on these webinars, you gotta have a diversified portfolio. Yes, we gotta have money in the stock market. Yes, we're gonna have crypto. Yes, we're gonna have Bitcoin. Yes, we're gonna have Vanguard. Yes, we're gonna have 401k. Yes, we're gonna have IRA. But what percent should be in those? Are we putting all 100%? Are we putting all this money in the stock market? How much? What's the percent we should be putting in investment?
40%.
40%, guys. That's it, 40. So when I sit with clients and they're like, oh my God, Odette, I'm doing good. Yeah. I'm maxing out my 401k. I got an IRA. I got this, I got that. And I'm like, girl, like, you're only supposed to be putting 40% in the market. What are we doing with the other 60? 30% is going to go in permanent life insurance, and 30% is going to go in income annuity products, deferred annuity, income product annuity. That is lifetime income, because most people are going to outlive their money. Most people, they're going to outlive their 401k. And if they don't outlive it, they're going to be living paycheck to paycheck, even in retirement. But when you have income annuity, that check is coming whether you want it or not. 40% in the stock market, 30% in permanent life insurance. Because old age is real. Long-term care is real. Living benefits is real. There's a 70% chance that all of us on this Zoom right now, I didn't say it, Google it. 70% of us are going to need living benefits. Do you even know what that is? Living benefits, long-term care. Do we even know what that is? If I get sick right now, God forbid, if I get a heart attack, cancer, stroke, something major happened to my health, I cannot work. How am I paying my bills? My 401k is going to be maxed out in 2 years. Then where's the money coming from for the others? because I'm still alive, right? So, if nothing else, you have to diversify your money. Don't let nobody fool you. Keep coming to these webinars, get educated, and this is probably going to be the only place you're going to hear this, because the average financial advisor knows nothing about insurance product. The average financial advisor are always going to tell you, because I hear this all the time. All the time I hear this. And it just means we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of educating to do, because people don't know what they don't know. And yes, they're trying to help you, but you cannot give advice if you're not licensed in that area. There's different sides of finance. So Maren said also building generational wealth. Yes. Will the excess funds go to grandkids? Yes. So now let us compare. It's going to get better. Guys, y'all know I love this business. I love educating. I'm putting y'all on today. So now let me show you the numbers. For the people who like, okay, Odetta, this sounds all good, but I don't know. My financial advisor told me the numbers. Let me show you the numbers. Let's say you got your 401k. And I always say 401k because a lot of people are familiar with 401k. It doesn't matter. It's money in the stock market, right? It's an IRA, it's a 403b, it's a Roth, it's a Vanguard. It's money in the stock market. It's money in the stock market. That's it. How much should we have in the stock market? How much should we have in the stock market? What percentage should we be putting in the stock market? 40%. 40. So if your financial advisor is telling you don't do any life insurance, that is wrong information he's giving you. He may wish you well, but he doesn't know better. 40%, right? So let's say we're saving $23,000 a year. Now I picked $23,000 because that is the maximum allowed people can put in a 401k. $23,000 a year, which is a lot of money. That's about divided by 12. I think that's like $1,900. By the way, most people are not even going to put $1,900 a month. But I'm just showing you, even with the best case scenario, putting that money in the stock market, $23,000 a year. Let's say you do that for 25 years. And you're getting about 6%. Now, this money in 25 years is going to grow to $1,337,000. That's good. Odetta, I did good. Yes, you did good. Yes, you grew your money. But we're not over. Guys, what's going to happen to this money? Okay, let's continue. And I'm going to remember that question. So now we have this 1,337,000. Now we're in our retirement years. So most people, when they're in retirement years, now they're going to move their money around, right? It's still in the stock market, but it's not going to be in an aggressive 100% stocks. They're probably going to move it into a less aggressive portfolio because they don't want to lose, right? So they're going to put it in a more like a moderate type fund. So now they're not going to get 6, they're going to get 5%. 30 years payout because now we're in retirement. 2 things is going to happen to this money. What is this 25%? Did we pay tax on this money when we were working and putting money in this 401k, putting this money in Vanguard, putting this money in the IRA? Did we pay tax on the money? Yes or no?
No.
So when we gonna pay the tax? When are we gonna pay the tax?
Deferred.
When we taking it out. Now that we're 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, woo! That I got 1.3. Hold your horses, honey. You ain't got 1.3. Uncle Sam got 1.3. Because Uncle Sam is going to love you because he coming to tax your money. I bet your financial advisor didn't tell you that. Your financial advisor didn't tell you, oh girl, when you got 1.3, don't worry, I'm going to grow, 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 grow. Now you 65, 66, 67, 68. Uncle Sam is going to get his cut because you never paid tax in the beginning, so you're going to pay tax on the end. And taxes on the end is always the worst. Because do we think taxes are going to go up in 30 years, 20 years? Is tax going to go up or is tax going to come down? Up or down? What y'all think? Yes, it's going to go up. So Marin said, but we can do a Roth. Yes, you can do a Roth with no taxes. That's true. But you're also not going to get to put $23,000 a year. What's the max you could put in a Roth? What's the max you can put in a Roth? Not 23. So you're not going to see this amount because you can't put 23 in a Roth, right? You're going to put less, 6,000 or 6,500. It's less. So yes, you could do a Roth, and a Roth is a good strategy, but because remember, we're diversifying. So with the Roth, now you're putting less money, which is good, which is not good because you're stifling your money from growing because you can't put more. Guys, I got a text last night from a client that I helped. He went and tell his co-worker what I did for him, and this co-worker just inherited a huge lump sum from a car accident. I will show you guys a text, but I'm not going to show you the text for privacy's sake. He went and he told his co-worker what I did for him, and he knew that this co-worker is coming into a huge settlement from a car accident. You think he could put $300,000 in a Roth? You think he could put $300,000 in a 401k? No. He could only put $23,000 in a 401k, and he could only put $6,500 in a Roth. So what are we doing with the rest of this money? He wants to invest it, right? I mean, there's other things he can do, but he wants the strategy that I did for this person, right? So now you're limiting yourself with what you can do because these buckets only can accommodate certain amount of money. Guys, 2 years ago, I spoke with a client. He strategically told me, Odetta, I want you to design this for me that I can dump $100,000 a year. Voila. Done. Done, done, done. $100,000 a year. We set up the account to take in $100,000 a year because he makes a lot of money. But if you got a 401k or a Roth, can you dump $100,000 a year here? No, you cannot. That's the beauty of insurance, yes. And it's all tax-free and it's all risk-free. So let's continue with the numbers. So we grow this money to 1.3. Now we move it out of aggressive because we're in retirement. We're going to put it in a less aggressive or conservative portfolio. 25% is today's tax rate. Do we know how much the tax rate is going to be 20 years from now? 25 years from now when we're ready to retire? No, we do not. So I'm giving 25% based on today, 2024 numbers. Which means we're going to have $82,000, but minus the taxes, because Uncle Sam got to get his cut, now we're left with $62,000 a year. And keep in mind, most people are not saving $23,000 a year. So even with the best case scenario with somebody saving $23,000 a year, and again, this is today's numbers, this is today's tax rate, it's not going to be 25% 30 years from now. This person, keeping all numbers alike, this person will net $62,000 after tax. This is what they're going to bring home. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the big guns? Y'all ready for the best strategy? Y'all ready to level up? If you're ready to level up, say, show me the money and put some money back in the chat. Don't play with us. Education is key. You got to get this knowledge. When you get this knowledge, nobody can blow smoke over your head, right? I want to see some money bag in the chat. Put some money bag in the chat, and I'm going to compare it now. Put in the same numbers in a permanent cash value life insurance. And if you know, you know. All day, every day, IUL, baby. All day, every day, IUL. That's why I got 3.5 million. Proud of it, okay? You know when you know when you know that you good, right? We ain't bragging. We just blessed over here. We want to make sure everybody gets this knowledge soon, be blessed. Now, so look at the number again. 62,000 payout, right? Let me show you this now in an IUL. Don't play with us. Don't let them fool you. Send them to me. Let me educate them too, right? We give the same thing. Let me show you, right? We put the same 23,000 a year. This is for a 40-year-old. Same 23,000. We save also for the same 25 years. Now we're 65. So at 65, we would have 1.1. So you might be saying, but wait a minute. Oh, Dada, this is less. Yeah, it's less. Let me run it back again. So here you have 1.1. Money in the stock market, you got 1.3. But we ain't over yet, honey. Pay attention. Pay attention to Professor King. Okay? We know what we know. 1.3. 865, 1.1. But let's go back to the top. When I give Transamerica this 23,000 in 1 year, what does this 23,000 year one gets me? What does it get me from day one? The minute I got approved, March 6, 2023, and I give them my money, what does that do to my net worth? Immediately. What does that do?
Compound interest.
But what else? What else does it do from day one?
The rule of 72 hours.
Made me rich. That's all good, but it's not quite what I'm looking to hear. What does this do from day one? What does it give me? What am I covered with? No.
1 million. Guaranteed. 1 million.
1 million! Hello! It's life insurance. From day one, I am covered by the blood of Jesus first, then 1 million second. The blood of Jesus first, then 1 million second. So if I drop dead the very next day, my estate is $1 million tax-free going to my heirs. Hallelujah. I'm insured with long-term care. I'm insured with living benefit. I'm insured with $1 million coverage. I'm walking around here like, y'all don't talk to me. I'm $1 million. I'm a playground millionaire, honey. I'm a playground millionaire, tax-free. Not $1 million in your Vanguard account, and by the time that gets taxed, you got like, what, 500,000? $1 million in the IUL is $1 million tax-free. Make no mistake. Tax-free money is better all day, every day. Give me tax-free money. $1 million tax-free. So if I drop dead the next day, my family gets $1 million tax-free. How much did I put in? 23,000. Who's winning here? Is the government winning or is my family winning? Is the government winning or am I winning? Is the stock market winning or am I winning? So I'm not going to die no time soon. So let me show you the other alternative. Let's say I get sick. I'm also insured for $1 million. And because I got long-term care, insurance says, you know what, Adetta? Because you got that long-term care rider, 2% 2% of your death benefit, we're going to pay you. 2% of your death benefit, we're going to pay you. So now my $1 million, which is a death benefit, knock on wood, cancer, heart attack, stroke, bring it on. 2%. I'm going to the best hospital that money can buy. So what's 2% of $1 million? Do the math, somebody. What's 2% of $1 million? Do the math, honey. Do the math, honey. That's about $20,000 a month. That's $20,000 a month that I stand to collect. God forbid if I get sick. But I'm not going to get sick, and I'm not going to die no time soon. But I'm covered by the blood, and I'm covered by my IUL. So bring it on. Let's stack these coins. Are we getting those same benefits with money in the stock market? Getting those same benefits with money in the stock market, yes or no? When you put $23,000 in a Vanguard account or in a stock market, are you also getting $1 million life insurance? Or are you also getting money, God forbid, if something happened with your health, you're disabled, you're sick, you cannot work. Guys, I'm talking from personal experience. My ex has a stroke for 10 years. Had he had long-term care, he still would have had his house in New Jersey. Had he had long-term care, he would have never had to sold properties. Had my cousin had long-term care, she wouldn't have lost her house after she passed away with cancer, and my 3 cousins had to go live with family members. This is real. My brother's in a nursing home. Had he had this, he would have been getting more money. He's doing good, and I'm helping him. But he could have had more. But he didn't have long-term care, and I wasn't doing this business then. If you had talked to me about life insurance 20 years ago, you know what I would have told you? No, I'm good. I got my burial money. Well, newsflash. People who get IUL don't get it for burial. I don't have IUL, 3.5 million for burial. I got my burial money. But why do I have 3.5 million in IUL? For the same reason why I'm educating you today. Why you also want to have this as part of your strategy. Day one, I'm covered. Now, we don't die. We don't get sick. Fast forward to old age, retirement. Now I'm able to take out $66,000 tax-free every year. Let's go back to the Vanguard. Let's go back to the stock market. I'm taking 62 here. 62. So do you want 62? 62,000 in retirement income? Or you want 66? More money is never a problem. More money is always good. So do you want 62? And really and truly, it's not even going to be 62. 62 is based on 25% tax rate today. This money in the IUL is tax-free. Doesn't matter when. Could be 100 years from now. It doesn't matter when. This is tax-free. Cash value life insurance is tax-free. It's about the tax-free strategies. Tax-free, risk-free. Nobody else can guarantee this. So don't let them fool you. Don't let them blow smoke over your eyes. They don't know what they don't know. Now, they might be genuinely trying to help you. But you don't know what you don't know. Tax-free money is always better. Because if you got $1 million and your $1 million is in a 401k, and that $1 million got to be taxed, you don't even know how much you're going to get. But if I have $1 million, this $1 million in my IUL is $1 million. No tax. Guys, tax-free money is always better. And if you're going to put your money somewhere to grow, you want it to grow and you want to keep all of it tax-free. What's the purpose of growing it and you don't know how much you're going to get to keep? Guys, make it make sense. You're growing this money, but you don't know how much you're going to get to keep because Uncle Sam has to tax some of it. And then the stock market is going to take some of it in the ups and downs. How much do you get to keep? I ain't got to worry about my retirement. I ain't got to worry about taxes. I ain't got to worry about who's going to be the president and what tax laws they make. I ain't got to worry about the war. I ain't got to worry about if the stock market go down because my money ain't ever going down because the life insurance insure my money. The life insurance insure my money. Here's your IUL illustration. Somebody saving $23,000 a year. Day one, you're insured with $1 million coverage. You save $23,000 every year. At age 65, your $575,000 grows to 1.1. Now you could take distribution or income. So watch this. You save $575,000 over a 25-year. So you put in $575,000. It doubles. It grows to 1.1. But guess what? If you die at age 65, how much does your family get? Man, this stuff is so deep. Like I can't even give y'all too much. This is too deep. I cannot give y'all too much. Y'all gonna be confused.
But hey, Odetta, first, here's this for a minute. Realistically, I mean, an 18-year-old gonna save $2,000 a month.
No, not an 18-year-old. No, you got to do this for less.
I mean, I'm looking at the age. You said at year 18, the premium $23,000. So we got to look at this thing realistically. I mean, we're looking at this age from year. Let's go back to year 18, right? Or
No. This is age 40. So this is the age.
Okay,
this
40,
column. This is the age.
The first year.
No, we're not doing an 18-year-old saving 2,000. This is a 40-year-old, 41.
Okay, even a 40-year-old to save $2,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying this is a part of the portfolio, but if you're 401k, remember, even if you save the 23, your company's matching that, so you're not putting 23. Even if they match half of it, so let's say you put 11, and the company matches half. That's 17,000. So you would have to put roughly about 15,000, and they match half of it to make up the 23.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's still doable at 40, but you got family, you got mortgage, you got all these different things. I'm not saying it's not doable. I'm just saying it's hard to just put 23 grand a year into this policy. This policy, which we matching this with a 401k.
But here's the thing. You could change the numbers to for whatever.
So let's say we put half of that, $500,000, so we put in $11,000 a year.
Are you Guyanese?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I just heard the accent. Who invited you?
Drupati.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
Yeah. And I was telling Drupati, so I have some investments with Prime America. You know, I have annuities. I have Roth IRAs. My wife has a business, so we do the SEP. I'm sure you know about SEP as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she does a Roth. I does 401k, and I do traditional Roth outside of my 401k. So, looking at this though, it's doable, but it's a lot of folks right now, like you're saying, it's hard to come up, you know, with all of that premium.
So this was just to show you that even with someone maxing out or put in 23, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You could change the numbers to whatever. I have clients that does 200, 300, 400. Because again, This is why I showed that article, Diversify. So if you're putting money in other buckets, but you're also doing this as part of your financial strategy, you're still gonna win.
Right.
I have people that are putting $200. They're still gonna win.
You gotta save something. You need to save it and investing and getting 5%, 4% return. Like this is a 7%. It can go as high as 14% for market value.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is just a year guaranteed every year at 7%. gonna get you that number.
Yep.
It always don't work that way. When the market was down in the pandemic, you were getting, I'm invested in some products where you got buffer. A minus 15%, you're still getting, there's a new product that just came out. I'm sure you know about that new product that's equitable, the equitable product. So if you're in a buffer of 12%,
that's good.
Minus, you're getting that profit as 12%. You know what I'm saying? So you're not really losing. And these are for wealthy people.
Right.
Give you these products for wealthy people. Got millions of dollars. They put it in the thing. They're like, I'm not losing. If the market is down, I'm getting that percentage.
Yep.
So these are things that like you say, if you don't know, you don't know. But people who work with you know these products, and these products are for certain types of people. And then when you get into this market, you're like, oh, really? Yeah, that's for how money stays with money. They don't lose. Gotta know these things, because these products were offered to me, and I got into it.
Nice. You
I
see,
got
that's
into
good.
because I'm like, you need to tell me if the market goes 12% below.
You still
I
making
don't
money.
If you put $100,000, you get $112,000.
Crazy. But average person don't know this.
Yeah, I'm just So I mean, I appreciate this class. It's a good class. For the novice folks that's now trying to get invested.
Yeah.
I've been doing this since I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Investing and saving, but saving.
So you need to come on board and help educate some of these clients. You know a lot. You can share this information with your community.
I'm still you learn every day. You learn every day in finance, but I like this financing, because you can see that's what I feel like I'm, for myself and my family, I'm good at. I may not be good at other things, but I'm good at saving and investing. And my grandmother always taught me, it's better to die and have than to live and want. And if you figure that out, because I don't understand what that means. I want to live a full more lifestyle. But it's better to die and have, leave for your grandkids and than to live and always want.
Wise word. Yep.
Just one paycheck.
Yep.
So my grandmother told me that at a young age. She always told me, she said, son, it's better to die and have than to live and want. And when you figure that out, what I'm saying, you'll go far away in life.
Wow. Yeah, because even with that mindset, you know you're going to leave a legacy. You know you're going to die and leave money.
What you're talking about here is mindset.
Yes.
Everything what you're talking about is mindset. You make this a habit, just like any other habit. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, put on your clothes, you go to work. Make finance and saving a habit. $50 a month, $50 a week, whatever it is. You make it a habit, it comes out automatically. It becomes thousands. One brick, one dotty, build down. Like we saying,
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
one brick, build a wall. One penny, gonna make $1. Every penny you find, you're gonna make $1.
Yep. Yep.
You gotta start. You gotta be consistent and disciplined.
Yes. So
Amen,
don't let this 23 scare you. It's everybody based on what you can afford, 200, 300, 400. We run the numbers. Just make sure that you have a permanent cash value policy, something like an IUL, not your typical life insurance guy, not a regular whole life. You want an IUL, a regular whole life. And by the way, I'm not knocking on anything, because we offer all types of life insurance. We offer term. We offer term with living benefit. We offer whole life. We offer IUL. So it's not like I'm telling you don't get a term, because I can't provide a term. We provide all types of life insurance, but the best one that's going to give you these guarantees, high interest rate, no loss when the market go down, is IUL. So everybody, you want to have a IUL as part of your strategy, because again, it's tax-free money. So yes, you might have other investment where you could make a lot of money, but then you're also going to have a lot of taxes, right? But here, you also make the money is guaranteed, the money is safe, the money is growing, and it's tax-free. So oh my God, we took all of it, and we have a 9 o'clock another meeting for the agents. But guys, please, we do this every Wednesday. If you want to hear it again, if you think somebody needs to come on and hear it, it's the same link. Share it to a friend. Come back on Wednesday. It's Women's History Month. We want to make sure that we're helping a lot of women, because we see the statistics show we're living longer and we're not saving enough, right? So we got to change the narrative. So please get in touch with the person who invited you. Everybody's situation is going to be different. It's like filing taxes. If all you can afford is obviously not $23,000, then let us know what can you afford. Because guys, also as a person, I don't want you to get into something that you will have to call me 6 months or 2 years and say, well, Odetta, I can't afford this anymore. I would rather you do $50 and know it's easy breezy and you'll never call me to tell me I gotta cancel this stuff. This is not about the commission. This is about helping you build generational wealth and setting yourself up, because you might start, I have clients that start with $50, and every year when we do annual check-in, you get a better paying job, you get a bonus, you do something else, and you build on it. You start with 100, then you do 150, then you do 200. Like, just get in the savings habit. Start where you are, and you definitely want to make sure you have an IUL as part of your financial strategy. You could do everything else. You could do crypto, you could do Bitcoins, you could do Vanguard, because I have my money and everything else too. But guess where's my serious money? My serious money, 100% is in IUL. And yes, I have, just like the article said, right here, 40% investment, 30% permanent life insurance, 30% deferred annuity. I don't have deferred annuity because I'm not ready to retire. Maybe 10 to 15 years out, then I'm going to move some of my money and put it into a deferred income annuity, because I want that lifetime income, right? Lifetime income is another thing that when I sit with clients who are 5 years, 10 years away from retirement, I gotta educate them on having a lifetime income. That is a private pension. Whether you want the money or not, it is coming, right? So all of us that are young right now, we're not ready for the lifetime income. You want to make sure you have cash value, permanent life insurance, and yes, do your investment. So if your financial advisor tells you get a temporary life insurance, that is wrong advice, unless it's strategic and he's saying, okay, just get it for 1 to 2 to 3 years, or maybe you have this house, or maybe you have these little kids, or maybe you can't afford it. Get it for now, but don't stay with a temporary forever, because you're gonna be calling me at 80 and I might be dead by then. So guys, thank you so very much for joining us. Please, please, please contact the person who invited you. Let's schedule a one-on-one, answer any questions, maybe run numbers for your own specific situation. And all agents, let's see you on Johnny Zoom for a team agent training tonight. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a good night, y'all.